Okay, what's up, guys? So this is how I placed in an NA East tournament. I am on NA West, and but I couldn't play all of the West tournament for reasons because we had people coming over, so I had to play the East instead. I got 83 points, 558th, which for my very first East Cash Cup is not bad at all. I'm actually pretty happy with it, considering I started an hour late as well. Threshold for money was 104 points, so I think I did pretty well. If I played a little bit better in some areas and maybe started the tournament on time, I could have made money, but it would have still been difficult. Basically, I'm going to run down the tournament, show you all my games. Here's my match history, just in case you care. You probably don't, but we're gonna get into game number one. Okay, so game one's pretty boring actually. I landed sweaty because I knew the players weren't going to be the best in the world. So I grab attack here. Switch to gameplay. Find minis. You know, just play it pretty normally, but as you do see, I end up dying because it's fine. But basically, I landed sweaty. My main drop spot is actually castle. I'm not going there at the beginning of the tournament just because I know players aren't the best, so I think I grabbed a bounty here. Nope. I don't know why I did do that, honestly. I probably should have grabbed a bounty. Okay, but I hear this kid next to me. Maybe the chance to do something that's better. Sniper medkit. Yeah, I'm going pretty decent. But see, this lobby is already dead, so I feel confident enough. Just W keying because I already have a point. Take a big pot in the middle of the open because I don't know how I didn't see that guy at this point. This kid's about to, yeah. So I hear that fight, I'm gonna start pushing. Or do you actually clean up this kill? It's a little sloppy, I think, if I remember correctly. Because I am on East, so I can't take walls, so just make sure, yeah, you know, playing my angles. Guy hits a god shot, hit him there to clean up the kill, but wow, that was messy. Okay, so I see this kid here. This the guy taps out easily, should have killed him. I don't know what the heck I was doing. Plays up, ball him off, try to get me. Cones. You know, just I don't know what even happened to dude. This guy, I had him on the ropes. My mistake here was giving him time to heal. Cause wow, I should not have let this kid heal. I have him right here. I come over here. And then he comes up. I thought he was above me, but I bounce her, and this guy just gets time to heal up. Right back up. So right up. I try to phase in. I make the stupidest decision of my life, and I just lose the AR fight. Don't ever do that. Go for a right-hand peek instead. That is the stupidest decision you could ever make in a fight, especially when the person can heal, is take a 50-50, because you're just not going to go. It's not going to go well. Game 2 is another pretty boring one. Again, I dropped stealthy because too many people went pleasant. I want to go pleasant in a pop-up game, but if you look at the map here, there's a bajillion people there. And so I just basically stay here, lead up a little bit. So the game's gone on for a little while. I have 8 points. They're all placement. As you can see, this game only has 28 people left in first zone still. It's dead. It's just dead beyond belief. And so I see this guy. I saw this guy in here a little while ago. I just don't know where he is. I'm looking for him in the house. I don't find him for a little bit because I do have a golden sniper. I want to get that snipe off. I try to get a better position without using any builds. But this guy immediately comes up, and I'm just playing by 70. High wall, take, and you know, just clean up the easy kill because he was boxed. Again, I did take the 50-50, but I was confident there because I just had so much more stuff than he did. I take the big pots instead of the slurpfish because I do have 6 splashes, and these big pots can give me 150, whereas the two slurpfish only give me 80. And I do, again, I have 6 splashes for heals, for quick heals, and that guy also had extra splashes. So I just thought it was a better decision, just so that if I get tagged for 50, I can just heal up still at 100 health. I actually kind of full zone, and this guy just bounces ahead of me. And I really should have shot at him here, I'm going to be honest, because I let this guy get perfect position by not shooting at him. And in these dead in-game zones, if somebody has position like this, they're going to win the game, especially when they have an RPG like that. So I immediately realized my mistake, and I'm like, I'm dead. I don't even have bouncers, so I'm just kind of ramping, trying to get a better spot in zone. I know I'm going to get focused, so I just switched to hard mats so I'm getting focused, because I have a ton of mats. And I'm not getting like server focus, so I feel comfortable. That was gonna happen. I wasn't blocking off my back, and I didn't know where this guy was, so I should have been blocking off my back and just. I made the right play. Kind of messed up a little there because I didn't know he was there. He gets the kill. I am now top 3 after like 5 minutes of there being 4 players left, which is insane. Shows you how much people want top 3. And I'm just wasting mats at this point to get in. This guy hits me for the heaviest attack, and I'm just gonna chug splash to heal up a little bit. Again, I had no bouncers here. I should have yarned this kid's bouncer, who was literally right directly left of me. I just didn't want to get risk getting beamed because I was 63 HP. But the guy boxed up right away, and so all I do is just waste all my mats with this huge tunnel. No one's even shooting at me. I should have used the before metal. This guy yoinks the RPG. He actually RPGs himself, I just realized. But I boxed him, hit him for 108. I had 120 mats. I should have won the game here, honestly. But I didn't play it correctly. I don't have 6 splashes. In fact, that's 49 again. I have 1 build, and here's what I do wrong. I have no mats. I just go down. I should have stayed in storm. I had a better advantage if I had just stayed in storm. If I had just stayed in storm, I probably would have won that game because I knew he didn't have any mats. But nonetheless, I got greedy, missed my shotgun shot, and I ended up paying for it by dying and getting a 2nd place. Alright, game 3 is a little more interesting. I end up landing sweaty because, again, I'm in 21-point lobbies. I'm in 21-point lobbies an hour and a half late into the tournament. I'm only on my 3rd game, so I'm just going sweaty to try to Fuduki. Literally nobody goes here except for like 1 or 2 other dudes, and they die off. One of the guys dies off spawn, and he dips. Like the second guy just dips for them, and he just stays in there the whole time and dips. So I think no one's here, even though I heard a fight off spawn. I know somebody's around here, but I'm not too worried about it because he hasn't even tried to push me. And so I'm going out here just to farm up because I don't know if somebody's in the back, which they do end up being. He didn't land there, he ended up there. But this kid, there's 2 people running here, and so I snipe at this guy a little bit, and I know just off of where he's running from, because he wasn't running from me, that he's probably running from this guy. And so I'm looking for the dude over here. I have no idea where he is. He could have been long gone by now. But there's 2 people here. I see this one guy. Don't see this guy, but I hack this guy for a little bit, and this guy starts shooting a little later, but not much. He's just running. He's just the point where he's running back this way. Later in the match, but I'm just kind of playing. I'm just playing against this guy because I don't have a lot of anything really. Like I kind of just want free siphon on him from him because just it'd be nice to have shield and stuff, but I kind of give that up, use all my heals, and then start pushing so that I can feel a little bit confident using quick farm, especially here, and what is 2. I'm kind of just mat switching here just because I don't want to be too weird. And this guy starts being, I don't know what I was going for, but I mean I did hit him 104 because I needed to be stupid at one point. Just start pushing him, tag him again, cracked him again. Took a good angle there, but that's fine. It didn't do a lot of damage. Just like take this. He does like hit me pretty hard. I'm waiting for him to edit, but he's not. He's stupid. Try to take a. All right, I just end up healing up here because I know that he does have a lever, and that can go bad for me. He doesn't. I actually ended up getting the medkit off. I didn't think he had a medkit. I also didn't know how low he was, so I just ended up breaking him out. But he got it off right before. So he takes like 50 damage. Use the tack because it's better in that situation. But after he shot his lever, I'm like, okay, I win this. I just need to hit my shots, otherwise I probably would have died. Okay, so I do see this kid. I tagged him a little bit. He tags me back. He's playing really aggressive, which is weird. Because especially in these lower point lobbies, if you're playing aggressive, that means you're trying to get kills. In these lower point lobbies, because a lot of times what players will do in lower point lobbies is they'll camp the whole time because they're not that good at it. But this guy's actually fighting me, and he's like pushing me, ramping up, so I know he's decent, or at least he has a decent mental, because he knows what to do. He basically knows what he's doing, and then he's trying to peek. And then I see him holding that as well. I'm like, okay, I have to actually try against this guy. And with my ping on East, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to take a wall. So what I try to do is I just try to outplay him. And I hit a nice shot on him that probably won me the fight. If I didn't hit that, I probably wouldn't have done very well this game. But I digress. So I got shot in the back by this guy. I'm looking for him. He's another really aggressive player, I can tell. And so at this point, he just takes my wall. I'm freaking out right here. Just so you guys know. I am freaking out. I know this guy's good. I know this guy's good as soon as he edited and placed a cone through my stuff and shot at me. I know he's good because anytime a player does that instead of a ramp or something, you know they're really aggressive and trying to get a shot off. Because if you place a ramp, that's both a defensive and kind of offensive, but it's more for piece control rather than actually trying to get a hit in. And then a lot of times players will edit it, leave themselves open for a shot from you, and it's more of a 50-50. Whereas you place a cone, you literally can't do anything because you can't edit down your floor. If you edit through, they basically get a free shot. So always place a cone when you're W king in somebody's box, because if you place a ramp above them, they can just edit. They usually have this floor down here. If they don't, then it's fine. But cones are better. But anyway, I'm freaking out. This guy just hit me for like a truckload of damage. And he's 0 ping as well. He might not be 0 ping, but he's on decent ping. Or better than mine. And I get like 60 because I live central. But still bad ping. And so this guy is looking for all the angles he can. I'm just trying to stay alive, mini up. I know this guy is going to get my wall, so I back up. I immediately try to get a shot in, because as soon as I get a shot in, he'll let me heal. So I get a shot in, try to get another one in. I know he's healing. I get like maybe a mini off because he can get 2. Trying for another one. He does make the mistake of trying to do I just outplay him right here. I got everything before he did. He wasn't expecting me to go aggressive because I was so low. And then I was really excited. I think I called him garbage or something because I clipped it. I did clip it. Just because the guy, he was good at the game, probably loads better than I was, but he wasn't. Okay, so the reason I'm going to start here is because this is actually where I die. I came 9th. So nobody dies this whole zone. I'm the next person to die. And it's basically just because I was dumb. And so I'm coming over for this drop. You know, just minding my own business. I have a feeling. So there are people in this bush. The reason nobody's dying, I'm like, okay, people are camping. And so I have a feeling, a gut feeling that people are in bushes. But I don't check any of them because I'm an idiot. So this bush, I walked past. Oh, that's not. Apparently these guys were fighting. So I got unlucky. Where am I? I had a feeling. I walked by this bush. I'm like, somebody's going to be bush. And then I see this bush. I'm looking at it. You can see me looking at it. Block the angle. Take that. This guy knows I'm here. And I'm like, maybe he's in a bush. So I actually hesitate a little bit before opening this drop. And he just snipes me because I'm an idiot. I should have boxed it up. Anytime you're opening a drop, just box it up. Even if no one's here, it's better to box it up because somebody could be way over there watching you pull a drop. Because drops are marked on the map, right? And so everybody knows where drops are now. And it's a stupid mistake, a stupid way to die like this. It's just a waste of a game. Easily waste of a game, especially when you have players like this that are hiding in bushes, waiting for people. This guy, I was his first kill. Look at his loot. Absolutely stacked out of his mind at max mats. He should have been W King. But he is instead bush camping, so he's probably not the best player in the world. And he doesn't even get another kill after this. Probably not super confident. He's playing really scared, 29 points. Not that he's a bad player, it's just his mindset probably isn't in the right spot at that moment. You're going to win the fight most of the time, if you are. This game is all mental, and if you lose to players like this, it's because you're an idiot. Unless they actually beat you in a fight. If you lose to players like this, when they're in the bush, that's when you're an idiot. You should never die to a player that sniped you in a bush when you're opening a job. You should always be protected. This guy actually DM'd me later and said sorry. He seems like a cool dude. GG's. GG's if you're watching this. Just confidence, man. Confidence. You can fight. I believe in you. You can do well. Bush campers are frowned upon. But GG's. I made a mistake. I literally deserve to die there. Game 4 is a little more interesting. Alright. Game 4 is a little more interesting. I land sweaty again. That last game with all the bush campers, it really got me confident because it's annoying to die like that, of course, but it also gave me confidence like the players are not the most confident, right? They could be good. That guy easily could have been better than me if I wasn't confident enough. So just give this guy pretty easy. Immediately getting shot at again. I don't think that's unfortunate. But this is a 7-kill win that really kind of set me up just because it brought me to a decent amount of points. I didn't have a lot of time left, so I did need to have a good pop-up game. This was like a semi-good pop-up game. I did win it. So it was a high point game, but just with how the tournament was going, I really needed more. But it ended up being completely fine. I do box up there just because I know I'm going to get shot at because there's people everywhere. I saw so many people in here. I'm looking for just a better spot to be in because if you look at my loot right now, I don't have an arrow. I have a gray shotgun and I have a green SMG, and I just don't like SMGs, as you can see by me dropping it. I did actually wait a bit to see if I could or should, what's it called, leave it there, but the guy shoots the gas can, so I'm just thinking about it. I'm looking to see if he comes up, see him. Tries to pre-fire, fails miserably. I think I actually picked, yep, I do, just because it has more ammo and it has better bloom and it's just better. So I'm going up to see if I can get an angle because I have no idea where he is. Find out he's above me, which by the way is where the big pot was coming in, and I knew that, so I'm like, he's gonna be max shield. And so I play this, the guy's just clueless. Okay, and there's 2 people around. Kill that guy. Get a nice kill. Immediately start pushing this guy. Hit him so hard, but my shotgun didn't shoot there. Guy is better ping than me, obviously. I get that wall, but again, I just can't at this point. So I go get better loot because I know this guy had loot, and now I'm chilling. This guy does get a chance to heal, but I do realize he's taking a medkit because I can see him through there. So I don't think he's healed at all. Let's get that. This guy just opponent. Pretty easy fight there. If I lost, that would have been really sad. See this guy, hit him 110. I'm freaking out right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually popping off because 3 kills. Wow, I'm actually insane. See him take the things, try to hit him through the floor. This guy makes it weird at it. That's his. I'm just box fighting this guy at this point. Just trying to get all the kill him. He did hit a good shot, but I just had. You don't want to edit out. You don't want to edit out in that situation where you're like up here because the dude is always gonna have high ground. You're gonna have to like do a weird flick move, especially if you do that 4 corners at it, because your thing's in the middle of the screen. It's usually pointing at the bottom of the ramp, and so your enemy's literally on top of the ramp, and you're gonna have to do a master flick upwards to hit a decent shot. And most of the time, your enemy's not even gonna have to move his crosshair. You move it over a little, and your headshot, right? Don't do that. Try to take a better angle, maybe box them up, and then so that you can get like a cone off box, you know. And that's just better. You can get angles. They don't have anywhere to go. It's just a much better strategy. Play safer, play angles. Don't try to go for a bailout shot, especially in this meta. It doesn't work. And so I'm just looking for this guy. I don't know if anyone else is here to get shot at because I'm blind. Guys up here. That is my wall, but I just miss my edit a lot. This guy's kind of scaring me, just because I do realize he has a charge, so I kind of need to find a point where I can get in. Find a point where I can get in. There's a but I just need to get a tag off, get a 30 tag. I'm like, okay, he's having shield. Bouncer up. I was really lucky he didn't hit me. That easily could have hit me. 39. This guy's... I know this guy's a charge again, so I'm like trying to play angles. This guy, yeah, easy kill there. Just really simple. You gotta pay attention to what shotgun people have, because that's gonna give you your play style in the fight. So if they have a charge, they're going to be trying to take a lot more long shots because the charge can hit like a truck from very far away. And so if you have attack and they have a charge, you need to get in that person's box as soon as you get the advantage, because if they miss their shot, they're dead. So that's literally how you play. If you have a lever, you're playing more like a pump where you can kind of hit shots from far away, but it's just better to take angles because you can hit harder shots like that. So like really easy crouch peeks like I did on this guy. Right before I killed him. I'll show you. Because basically this is a little bit of an idiot, doesn't know what to do. Just, you know, wall him off, take crouch peeks, edit. That's how you're gonna have to use that, because he can't defend that. As soon as he shoots his charge, that's literally your call, your time to go in. Because they don't have a lot of time to react, and they have to hold up another charge, and then they're stressed out because they missed their shot. Alright, so I see this guy jumping. Not too worried about him because he's just jumping. See him here, number 109. So I immediately push him. In solos, you gotta push immediately when you hit a snipe. They're cracked. They don't have anything. This guy's not the best. I can already tell by the way he's building. It's just not a good look. I beam him right there, like, holy cow, I have him. 13. I just know this guy's really low, really scared, so I'm just dumping in his box. I don't break that. I'm actually, I got in a bad position. Guy had RPG. He did try to play a smart angle, but that was just the point where it's all, he lost. He lost immediately after I hit that snipe. I could tell he lost just because of the way he did stuff. He didn't box up. He kind of like boxed up, ran away. So he didn't even heal. He just immediately ran, which is never a good sign, because if you run instead of healing, it shows you're actually really scared. You probably don't have heals, and it's just not a good sign. You're gonna get W keyed. All right, this in-game is dead as heck. 13 people. You know, nothing much. I am in half and half, but I just decided to bounce her ahead. I get beamed a little bit, but that's fine. I have heals. I have enough heals to make it over. I am stacked. I have 100 builds, so that's like, it's pretty good. 4 bouncers, so I'm confident going into this in-game. I do expand a little bit here in wood because I know I'm front zone. Nobody's going to be looking at me. I am alone. If this was a more stacked game, I'd probably be building up in brick. Just because I'm not going to get focused that way. But there's 10 people. There's no need to build in brick until I'm getting shot at. This guy's actually next to me. Did get getting shot a little bit, so start building in brick. I don't know what happened there. That was such a weird thing. Bouncer ahead of zone. I just have 4 bouncers. You want mats in late in game in these. You don't want to waste mats in these. So generally, you would want to build out a little bit. In more stacked in games, you want to build out a little bit, make sure you're safe, and then bouncer. And these, I'm confident just bouncering normally. There's 8 people, and they're not going to all focus one dude who's front of zone when they're all back of zone, probably fighting. And so I just feel confident. The kid on height might look at me a little bit because he has nothing better to do. But overall, you can just bouncer these really dead in-game zones. They're super easy, especially when you have a lot of bouncers. Farming up all the brick I can get, so I can get a little bit more mats, because you can't find refreshes in these. You have to get straight into somebody's box. You can't Just because there aren't really enough people. That's why. It's because there aren't enough people for there to be complicated refreshes, immediate box ups. You need mats. You can't just live off of 100 mats like you can in stacked games, just getting refresh after refresh after refresh. You have to get max mats and then make max mats work for the whole time, because you're probably not going to get a really, really nice refresh. Guy down there, I know he's alone. This is what I do. I immediately box, like try to rotate because it's with water. Get a layer up a little bit, and then I'm kind of chilling, right? I have 400 builds. I go into zone a little bit because I can tank just to get boxed in a good spot. Looking for some picks on the backside. Nobody's alive. You're not gonna find a lot unless this guy right here is actually annoying. He decides to focus me. And then I can box this guy in, but I don't get it. You know, because sadness. Last bouncer. And then I just gonna start being really weird. I do grab height here, but he just has a charge. He played it really well there. I wasn't aware, but it doesn't matter that much. This guy's been popping off the whole game, so whatever. He hits me for a ton because he has a god tack. So now I'm aware this guy has attack, so I have to play a little bit longer angles. But I get really lucky here. The zone pulls up the mountain, and this dude doesn't have mats. So this is literally what won me the game. I probably would have died because I knew this guy didn't have mats because he didn't build up here or try to take height after the bouncer play. Most players will take height after the bouncer play because they already have it and they can just ramp, right? And this guy's just breaking through all my builds. I placed a metal cone so he couldn't just ramp up, and that's how I get the win. I just waited out. Alright, so just want to run you guys down. I was running very, very low on time for the tournament, and I still had 5 games to play. Or 6 games. I had a ridiculous amount of games to play. I've only played 4. So, as you can see, all these are really, really, really bad games. Just because I needed to get all of them in, and I wanted a chance for a 20 bomb, but I was already in mid, high, elo lobbies by that point, and so I wasn't going to get it, right? But I did try. I landed tilted, basically, all of these. I forgot where I landed for this one. Probably somewhere weird, but I did get a couple points off these, but none of them I really tried hard because I was just landing tilted trying to get a couple extra points before I played my last game out. And so game 10 is what we're going to watch now. I had 59 points after game 4. I think I started this game with like 61 or 63. Going into my last game, I decided to land castle, which is my normal spot. That guy tries to land here as well, but I tag him for like 18. I didn't know if I would need Storm Surge or not. Probably not. I was betting on not because I was only at 63 points. But I knew because this was the last game, it was going to be decently stacked. And so that's why I landed castle and not somewhere like sweaty, which is more of a... Because only one guy landed sweaty, right? But I just didn't know how stacked this was going to be. I just knew it was going to be more stacked than all the other games because it was my last one. And I was in more high elo lobbies. This wasn't high elo like at all. I don't think any pros are in this. There might be a few. But yeah, like not a lot. Barely anyone's even dead. There's some good players in this. Yeah, there's a few. There's a couple really good players in this, but I wasn't too caught up with the fact that there was any. I was just more worried about playing this game since this is my last one, and I barely got into. I got in with like 30 seconds left. I needed to play this out and try to win it, because I knew that would give me the most amount of points. And I actually did really well. I'm really proud of this game specifically, just because I was under a lot of pressure to try and make this a good game, and it did happen. This was like a 3 or 4 kill second all-in game. So when you're in second zone in these games, this is like DreamHack level games, kind of. You want to get center second. A lot of people just stay at edge second and try to get center third, but you want to get center second because it's guaranteed third. It's just kind of weird how zones work. So if you get center a second, you're guaranteed third. And in these more stack games, you want guaranteed third because it's going to be harder to rotate into third than it is fourth. And so in less stack games, you want center a third so that it's easy. So you're guaranteed fourth. And if you can get center a third in super stack games, that's literally the best thing ever. But you want to try to get as center as second as you can because that's just going to leave you more time for other people to die and you to rack up placement because you're already in zone from second because it shrinks a lot. And a lot of people are in it. And so everybody's going to be fighting, especially when people don't really know how to play. So I see that box up. I hear this guy build. And this is why he gets scuffed. I decided to chill in this bush because as soon as I rotate, this guy's going to be looking at me if he realizes I'm there. And I saw this guy, wherever he is, this guy a little earlier. I still think he's in his builds, which he is. Okay, so he's not in builds, but he is in a thing. Basically, this is just annoying because if this guy is here, this guy's down there. If I rotate through here, zipline, I'm gonna get beamed, both from these people, this guy. I just decided to stay here because I'm in zone enough-ish. I'm also dead side. Nobody's gonna be here, so I'll be all right. Their zone pull's really, really, really good. Like, I got so lucky because if this would have pulled here, I probably would have died because this guy up here was not willing to rotate. He's rotating now, but you want to get, if you can move early, you've got to move early, dude. If you can safely, do it. Because even if you get zone, you're probably, if you're right on edge, don't bet on you getting zone. It happened here. We got lucky. Don't bet on that. That's not going to happen every time or even most of the time. I didn't know he was left, so I didn't want to push this guy. But after I saw the builds, I was sure he left. This guy, whew. I want to show you guys what happened, actually. I didn't even realize this guy was coming. This dude just comes in from zone. This guy, he's boxed up all the way over here, and he starts rotating without even looking for anyone. Don't be this guy. He knows there's a guy here. He sees him building. Looking at him, always expect the bush camper. They're annoying, but they do exist. It was me. Usually I don't bush camp just because it's dumb, but I didn't want to waste any mats building here since I didn't think I was going to get zone. If I got zone here, builds. I would have gone up in metal, but I didn't. I needed to rotate. I wanted to save as many mats as possible because this game's a little stacked. This guy doesn't even check the bush. In fact, he goes into it by his lonesome. Always check a bush before you go into a bush. You're dead. This guy gets absolutely demolished because he's not smart enough. He does build just with better ping, but he's gonna die. He knows he's dead too. Like, all he's trying to do here is play life as much as he can, as he can. And he's panicking. He fell down. It's just over for this guy. It doesn't matter how sloppy the fight is. It doesn't matter. He's just dead. He can't do anything. Goodbye. Unfortunate. Thanks for the refresh though. Probably won me the game because it got me max on literally everything, including minis, which I really needed. So I break this. Oh, I meant to rotate right. I got scuffed, so I get a little bit scuffed and get beamed from the back. Box up here. Now I'm kind of in the middle of all the crap, and it's unfortunate, but I just heal up. It's fine. Not the end of the world. I'm still pretty stacked on mats and stuff. Like, gotta be insane. I just get my cone. I'm gonna wait for this kid. This guy gets a free rotate. I should have shot at him. I don't know why I didn't shoot at him because I'm more looking at people, but like this guy. Freest rotate of his life in a 34-person half and half. You know, just bounce her away. This guy, I'm gonna tell you guys, this guy's an idiot. This guy's literally an idiot. We have a long way to go. Okay, this guy's an idiot because he tries to shoot me, and it's kind of smart because I'm gonna build, but it's not. I've already built him a super nice rotate, right? And also nobody's over here. Like, there's no reason to shoot at me here. I'm just building, and he keeps trying to tag me. He's being really weird. like the weirdest play in the world. He's not even using my free rotate that I gave for him in builds. He's just trying to chase after me, and when you're trying to rotate into zone, that's just, don't do that. It's not good for anybody. You're ruining both your games, because if you start shooting, both of you might get focused and you're going to end up killing yourself, basically. You're going to end up dying because you're going to be forced to box out because people are going to spray you. If you're rotating, try not to shoot people unless they're getting a free rotate. If you're trying to shoot people while you're rotating, don't do it while you're rotating, do it before you rotate so that they build for you. Because then you don't have to waste any mats trying to block off sightlines and stuff. But I'm much more stacked than this guy is. But again, I don't know that. If I would have just pushed him, that I easily could have died though, and I didn't really need a refresh. So I just used my last bouncer, free rotate, getting to dead side of zone. I have no idea where people are, so I'm blocking off all of those from trying to use as little amount of mats as possible because they don't know when I'm going to go for the refresh. This guy kind of, I get a lot of beams. I see. Okay, this was lucky. Nobody realized this building was free. And I immediately got it. I'm just like, I'm not even like taking the building or anything. I'm just ramping myself off and building out because I don't want to spend a lot of time in it. But that's a free rotate. Start using brick because I don't know if I'm going to get shot at. I'm not getting shot at. If I get shot at, I would. Box up a little bit. Get shot at a little bit, just holding all my stuff. Get down because I know I'm on a bad layer and I don't have mats to hold anything. So I'm on a little better of a layer here. And I'm just trying to find a refresh at this point because I'm at 190 mats. I need a refresh really soon. There's 10 people. The sooner I can get a refresh, the sooner I can do well this game. And I also see it pulls up a mountain, and I don't have mats for that. And so, or it pulls to the side of a mountain. So I'm getting a little bit of wood to try to get up. This guy starts building up for me, but I'm looking for a refresh in back zone. I don't know why I went for this guy. Yeah, okay, I kind of pull up the mountain. I'm really scuffed now. I'm on 6 builds, so I need to play really hard back to the because I need a refresh. So that's a great refresh. Just find people rotating late, because people are always going to be rotating late, especially if you're ahead. So you can just kind of leech builds and make other people leech your builds and kind of wait in the shadows. I need another refresh here. I have 3 builds, 6 people left. I do get a bounce up, but it gets scuffed. And it's just kind of get that kill. Get as many mats as I can. Again, 0 builds, boxed up. I do see the brick there. But I can't go for it at this point just because I probably should have. I had 4, what's it called? Splashes. Get another kill there. I'm playing splashes now, trying to get top 2. I do get top 2. And now I basically just dead just because a lot of the fights I went into, the reason I won them was because I went into them confidently. And in the first couple matches, I went into them not confident at all. That's why I lost the easiest things. That's why I made stupid edits, is because I wasn't playing super smart. And I was just kind of not caring. But after that 7 kill win, I'm like, I can actually do decent in this tournament. And I got top 600 in an East tournament, and I play West. So, pretty nice, honestly. Very happy with how I did well